So hello again to the second part of Mahadasha special. So in the previous video, I did talk about the patterns of planetary time period, such as Venus and then Sun, and then Moon 10 years, and then Mars 7 years, and then Rahu 18 years. Now, for you to remember this is very, very simple. If you have still not, once you master basic astrology, you would grasp this pattern. But this pattern is not a necessity for you to memorize. You shouldn't memorize anything when it concerns anything. You shouldn't memorize. You should understand, right? Now I'm going to give you a little trick of the trade. Not really a trick of the trade. When once you know it won't be a trick anymore, but a little tip to go by. Okay? Because I forgot to mention this in the previous video, so I'm just gonna, put that in this brand new video. I'm a little awkward type of person. I'm so not used to doing YouTube videos and the editing thing. So this is me, very primitive. I'm a 5,000-year-old ancient relic in here. So I haven't got on the whole AI truck yet, bandwagon. So I'm a very ancient person. So anyway, let's get back to topic. So as I was saying, so that Mahadasha planetary period pattern, you can actually, it is the same as the arrangement of nakshatras or the zodiac, around the zodiac. Okay, so let's say we start with Ashwini, right? Everything starts with Ketu. That's just a universal law. Everything begins with Ketu because Ketu represents beginning. Ketu represents the roots. Okay, and so the roots are always the beginning, and the beginning and the end is the same. So you start with Ketu, you end with Ketu. Why? What is that? Ketu is also the beginning, like it represents genetics and things like that. But at the end of the day, it is also a significator of moksha. So the beginning and the end is the same, like the Ouroboros, right? Okay, I tend to go off tangent a bit. Just deal with me. Right. Okay, let's get back to Mahadasha. I just get too overexcited talking about these things. I just, it's a bumpy ride for me. I go here, I go there. Okay, so we always start with Ketu. So the first nakshatra is Ashwini. Okay, so we start with Ketu. Ketu rules over Ashwini nakshatra in Mesham, followed by Bharani, which is ruled by Venus. So if Ketu Mahadasha, 7 years, followed by Venus, 20 years, followed by, the next would be Kritika or Kartigai, which is ruled by the Sun, a solar nakshatra. And Sun Mahadasha would be 7 years. Yeah? Sun Mahadasha would be 7 years. And then after that would be Moon Mahadasha, Rohini. Okay? Moon Mahadasha would be 10 years. So you can see this pattern in the arrangement of the nakshatras in the sky, in the zodiac, above the roof on our head, right? So it's very easy, guys. So you start with Ketu, Venus, Sun, Moon, Mars, Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, and Ketu again, right? So you see each set. So the first set, Ashwini to Aslesha or Ayalya, and then Maha Nakshatra all the way to Jesta Nakshatra, which is ruled by Mercury, and then Mula or Mulam Nakshatra all the way to Reti Nakshatra. So this is the pattern. It's the same as the arrangement in the sky, all the constellation in the sky, how they are arranged, and you can see this in your charts, your natal chart. It is the same. So you start with Ashwini, Bharani, Kartigai, Rohini, Mrigasharam, Ardra, Punarvasu, Pusha, and then Aslesha. and then start again with Ketu Nakshatra for the next set, which is Maha Nakshatra. So you start with Ketu, Venus, Sun, Moon, Mars, Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, and then start with Ketu again. Okay, I think it's very easy to remember this. So you need to understand. The first thing I did, I think this was back in 2011, I caught the bug of astrology. That was the initiation, the first time, because before that, before 2011, I used to be a skeptic. Believe it or not, when I say I used to be a skeptic about astrology, and how after 2011, all of that just changed. All that just sort of changed. My goodness. And it so happened that my brother was into astrology, and so I got access to his library of all the books, and I managed to grasp all the basics, and I moved on from there. So the first thing I did, I told you that little story because I want you to do this too, because it's going to be, it is the most fundamental when you go into the world of astrology. This is very, very important, is to memorize the arrangement of the zodiacs, the rasis, and within the rasis, the nakshatras. That is the first thing I did when I learned astrology on my own, because the nakshatras are very, very important. They form the very basis of astrology, and without the knowledge of nakshatras, because they are again the archetypes, it sucks out all the fun in astrology. You get it? Life, astrology would be so dull. They form the very basis. So nakshatras are so important. So the first part is the arrangement of the stars, the constellations. So you have Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, Mrigashiram, Ardra, Punarvasu, Pusha, Aslesha or Ailyam. And then you start with Maha or Magha. Some people call it Magha, some people in the south call it Magam. After Magam or Maha would be Puram or Purva Palguni, then Uttra Palguni or Uttiram, then Hashta, then Chitra, then Shwati, Vishaka, then Anuradha, Jesta or Kitay, then Mula, then Purvashada or Puradam, then Uttarashada. So you need to by heart this. If you love something, I swear to you, I promise you, you would get this in an instant. It's not just getting the nakshatras in your head. It is to understand their arrangement in the sky. So after Uttradam or Uttiradam, you see, I'm talking in both North and South Indian. So I tend to mix up. A lot of people, they are either in the extreme north and they use their north style kundli, or the South Indians, they just use their square. Nobody speaks like me, where I use both the northern terminology and the southern terminology. So it's okay for me to, get a bit lost in translation with the names. Okay? Because I am opening my channel to a huge demographic. I don't want a very niche, narrowed demographic, right? So some of the northern people, they wouldn't know what is Puram or Puradam or Uttiram Nakshatra. I only know Uttra Palguni. I only know Purvashada. I only know Purva Palguni. So these are the terms, the names of the nakshatras they go through. I have learned the Western astronomical version of it, the northern version of it, and the southern Indian version of it. So this is why I'm sharing with you. So when I first started out, with memorizing the entire nakshatras, 27 nakshatras, and then Abhijit in the middle. Abhijit is a very important support for the southern sky. All right, it's a southern pole, just like Polaris in the northern hemisphere. So Abhijit is so you get 28 nakshatras. Abhijit is somewhere in the middle of Capricorn, after Uttarashada, is in between Uttarashada and Shravana nakshatra. So go through it. It is all, you can find it on the internet, whatever. It's very simple. You need to by heart this. This is the fundamental, the crux of astrology. And once you master this, then you start playing with astrology. It'll be so much fun. Trust me, astrology is so fun. You get to know yourself. It's like looking into the mirror and inspecting every angle, every inch of yourself, getting to know. I mean, isn't it really fun getting to know yourself and not going out to a corporate professional out there in modern day, this industrial world, and then ask them, oh, I want to know about myself, would you psychoanalyze me? No. Well, that's fun for some people, but not for me. I like using the stars because end of the day, when it comes to existential reality, science is not science. The whole equation of science is incomplete without us in the equation, with nature. So we are part of the system, part of the part of what we call nature, part of existence, and we influence the external world, and the external world, nature, the sun and moon, the stars, star systems, everything influences in return. In fact, they influence us first. And this is this mutual relationship that we have. We play a role with nature as a whole. Okay? So this is how I see it, and this is why I like to use the stars and our skies as a navigatory system to understand psychology. All right? And I know a lot of people don't do that, but we did use stars for navigation, for travel and things like that, right? But it can also be used to understand your mind. So it is part of it. Astrology is a huge umbrella term, just like neuroscience, right? And you can use astrology to psychoanalyze yourself. You just need to understand how to do it, and I'm going to teach you that. Stay tuned in my channel, stay tuned on my channel. Okay, be there. I got you. It's like I got you. And guess what, I'm a moon nakshatra. It's violet moon. Now if you understand astrological knowledge, okay, if you understand astrological knowledge, you know that moon is a significant of the mind, hormones, emotion regulation, hormone regulation, moods, regulates your mood, understanding psychology, understanding mind sciences. This moon got you, all right? This moon got you in this department. So be hooked on my channel. I will cover these up. I will cover all the topics and subtopics and minutiae topics. I will cover them up. Just, I hope Kal Bhairav gives me the blessing of time. I am able to sit here and do the necessary. Okay, right. We were talking about how the Mahadasha planetary Mahadasha system pattern is very similar to how the nakshatras are arranged around the zodiac. All right, so try to learn this, and I am going to make another video tonight. It is night here, so I'm going to make another video on Mahadasha again. Yes, now I want to teach you. We're gonna go a little extra. All right, I would stop yapping away right now and see you in the next video. All right, ciao.